Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen are in Yokohama to cover the launch of the Komoto Maru, the world's largest tanker ship. It's a festive occasion.
I name the ship the Komoto Maru.
Somebody even brought fireworks. No, it goes that way. I said that way.
I'm calling Superman on my signal watch.
He'll be right there. Once he gets the ship moving toward the ocean and the danger is past, they evaluate.
Only one man could have done this awful thing, Mr. Tsuchi.
Who is he?
Tsuchi is evil, treacherous, and dishonorable.
Not to prejudice your opinion of him before you meet him, but...
Why don't you tell the police about him? I cannot. I have no witnesses, no proof.
He's right, Jimmy. Be watchful. Up, and away!
That's it. Be watchful. I'll bet neither of them ever thought of that. Later, they're watching the amas, or pearl divers, do their thing. One young lady just found a dandy oyster that's probably going to have a goodie in it.
Watch out behind you! A giant octopus!
I'll get help.
Yet again, I've been diving with the biggest octopus species on the planet, and I've dove with some enormous ones. They don't do that. They're shy. They prefer to stay in a den or camouflage themselves and hide than interact with you. Their food lives on the ocean floor, so they have no reason to come up to the surface like that. But Superman has to save the girl if he's going to get the item I call Jimmy's MacGuffin.
Jeepers, a black pearl! Very rare and priceless. Please to keep it, Superman, as reward for saving this woman.
With your permission, Mr. Komoto, I'll give it to Jimmy, because it was he who sent for me.
And besides, he has a pocket. I don't. A black pearl that size would indeed be priceless, would most likely immediately go to a museum or something similar. Jimmy will settle for putting it in the hotel safe.
Clark and Jimmy walk away, unaware that the man standing near them is Komoto's evil enemy, Mr. Tsuchi. Now on a lonely beach, Tsuchi burns incense before a small doll-like figure of the Japanese Sandman.
He goes through some gyrations and the little figure grows to man size and comes to life. This two-parter is the last episode of the series, and this is how we're going out. So be it.
I am Tsuchi. I wish to make a bargain. You destroy all the property of my enemy, and I shall give you a giant black pearl.
A black pearl would give me the strength of 1,000 men. Let me see it.
I know where it is.
Okay, let's go get Jimmy's MacGuffin that the magic guy needs to do the thing.
Yes? May I help you?
I guess that's why they call him the Sandman. No. No, this guy doesn't look anything like... Never mind.
Here is my part of the bargain.
So.
Now, I am bigger and stronger. I am ready to keep my part of the bargain.
That's different. Usually once they get the thing and get big and strong, they decide they don't need the little guy anymore. At least our man has a tad of honor. The enemy Mr. Tsuchi refers to is our pal Komoto. He has an auto assembly plant in town and he and Clark are heading to tour it. Jimmy begs off, says he's not feeling well.
You better go to bed, Jim. I'll see you soon.
Now's my chance to snoop around for some dope on that guy, Tsuchi.
Oh, Jimmy, don't ever change. Keep being nosy, helpless you so Superman never gets bored.
The watchman's knocked out.
Oh, come inside. Stop! Stop destroying my cars!
I'll call the police.
He'll do better than that, but Komoto doesn't need to know the details.
Who are you? Why do you do this?
Minor spoiler, we won't get the answer to that in this part.
Great Scott. Jimmy's black pearl. Wonder how it got here.
It crawled out of the safe and walked here. How does he suppose it got here? But Jimmy's not in a position to take it back right now.
Tsuchi's explosives factory. I help you?
Yeah, I'm lost. Could you tell me the way to...
To dreamland.
Ordinarily, I'd say going to sleep is the best way for Jimmy to stay out of trouble, but this isn't an ordinary day.
Hey, what?
Do not move, Olsen. These are nitroglycerin bricks. The slightest jarring movement can cause them to explode.
Those are nitroglycerin bricks. So are these. In solid form, nitroglycerin is perfectly safe. My dad used to laugh out loud when he was watching a Western or something and some guy would pick up a stick of dynamite, throw it at the other guys, and it exploded on contact. Unless it's been sitting someplace untouched for at least a year, not gonna happen. I've played with dynamite. To make nitro solid like that, it has to be mixed with stuff that makes it stable, such as the items they put in dynamite. One day when we were at the blasting site, my young nephew Paul came up to see what we were doing. I was holding a couple of sticks at the time, and when I was sure I had caught his eye, I tossed one at him and said, "Catch!" He went, "Bah!" I'm pretty sure I laughed about it for the rest of the day. Eventually, he did too. Eventually. The hotel told Clark that Jimmy was asking about Suji's factory. That's one nice thing about Jimmy. He's predictable.
When box on conveyor reaches top of coal bin, it will fall in. Then no more coal yard, no more Olsen.
No more nitroglycerin bricks because they'll shatter to powder and not explode. But silly me, I'm thinking of the real world. This is Metropolis.
Going someplace, gentlemen?
The Superman!
White. Jimmy Olsen is in a container made of nitroglycerin bricks.
Nitro. Great Scott, the slightest jolt.
Yes, only I know how to free him, and I will if you give me the black pearl.
He must have the MacGuffin. That's what makes it a MacGuffin.
Here's the pearl. Now, get him out of there or I'll...
You will go to sleep.
Great galaxy.
Superman is zonked. Jimmy is doomed. How will they get out of this one? Don't miss our next exciting episode. Really, I'm only marginally being sarcastic. So far, I like this story. I think if I had been in charge, I would have gone with a Lex Luthor story to finish the series, but that's just me. Our Sandman here is different from what we've been seeing, and it's a nice change. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't talk a lot. He quietly does the stuff and makes a mess for Superman to try and clean up. I do enjoy the inscrutable magician who can even knock Superman out. When Superman tries to engage in his usual violent solution, our boy doesn't fight back. He just dodges and goes on about his business. Superman isn't sure what to do with that. Let's hope he figures it out before Jimmy reaches the top of that conveyor. Since he's asleep, maybe he'll dream the solution. Then he just has to wake up in time to do it. If he's anything like the rest of us, that'll be the hard part. Hey friends, if you enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up button and let me and YouTube know it. If you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do. And remember, you can become a patron of this channel for as little as $2 a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Camouflage them shelves and them shelves. A wholesale tape. No more night. Sight. My what? My nung nephew.